Today I'm making another Mother's Day card, but you can, as always, switch this to any occasion you wish. This one has some brand new stamps on it called the Flower Silhouettes, as well as the lace paper and some new word dazzles, some friends and family dazzles. So all those working together to make a fabulous card. So let's get started looking at some of the materials. This week I'm going to be using the Lacy Paper Pack, which has some lovely patterns and designs, and the color combination is very elegant. Also very elegant are these new flower silhouette stamps, and there's a lot of detail in here, and I love that they are solid silhouettes, so you're getting a lot of color in these flowers. And I'm also making use of the dazzles here. Now there's family and friends, and then there's tiny words. I'm going to use the family and friends for the mother words because I'm going to be making a Mother's Day card. So with that, let's get started. So the first stamp I'm going to use is this one right here, and I've got my clear acrylic block ready. So I'm going to flip this over, peel off the backing, peel off the stamp, and place it on my acrylic block. Okay, set that aside. Now I want to do a masking technique so that I can do the leaves and the flower different colors. So this is how I do this. This is pink pastel fluid chalk ink. It's a really pretty pink shade. And just stamp that down. And now I'm going to cut out just around the flower shape with my small craft scissors. Okay, so now I have my two masks. This one will be for the flower and this one will be for the leaves. I'm going to take my cardstock, which is going to be my final piece here. And it's just a regular piece of cardstock because I'm going to end up cutting out the whole flower anyway. So I'm going to place my mask on top, and I'm going to once again ink up my stamp here with pink, and I'm just going to stamp, trying to line up the leaves like I did before. Okay, so there's my image. Missed a little bit right there. Let's see. We can do another one over here, see if that one turns out better. I just paid attention to inking up the center flower since the leaves are not going to be showing. You just want to press, in the center. Don't rock your stamp, but press in the center hard enough so that all of your areas of your flower are showing. Looks pretty good. And then clean off your stamp. And I'm going to now do the leaves. So you can kind of see the masking technique. I'm going to place this flower exactly over the stamped one, and I'm going to ink up, I'm just going to try and ink up the sides here since I don't really need the ink on the center, but it's okay if it goes over a little bit since that will be masked anyway. Okay, now tricky part is lining up the flower and stamping down. Okay, so there I have the two color masking technique with the green leaves and the pink flower. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut out my flower and leaves, just leaving a narrow white area around the edges. Now here I've stamped and cut out several flowers and leaves. I've used the maroon for the red and the lime pastel for the green, and of course the pink pastel for the pink. So I've just cut out a variety here, just in case I want to use them all on my card. I probably won't use them all, but just to have enough to go around. So now I'm going to set those aside. This is my blank card front, or card base, and it is 5 inches wide by 6.5 inches long. This is the paper I'm going to be using, and I want the card to be covered with this corner. So I'm going to place my card on the back of the paper. So I'm going to put glue stick here, glue it on, and then just trim off the edges to cover the front of my card. So I've covered my card front here, and you can see the folds on the left, swirls kind of in the bottom right corner. And the next step I'm going to do is stamp on my card front. So I'm going to use this Border Flourish stamp. So I'm going to use a long acrylic block. Just set it on there. And I'm going to place a piece of scratch paper underneath my card to protect it. And using my black StazOn, ink up the stamp nice and evenly. Make sure all the tiny details have ink on them. Okay. Now I'm just going to go along the bottom of this lace border. Nice. Okay. Now, just for fun, I'm going to add this larger flourish stamp going off the edge of the left side of the card, again using my black StazOn. So I like the effect it has, kind of just going off the card so you don't have to have everything perfectly symmetrical. I'm just gonna put a little half border here. Adding some bold touches of black flourishes here. Oops, need a little more ink on that stamp. Perfect. Okay. Now I'm going to add a few more of these black borders along the top of the card. And I'm adding these touches of black because I'm going to be using the black letters or words for my mother greeting or mom. So let's see here. Maybe I'll rotate it just to be different. And kind of fit it in the little spaces here. And then I can continue the end here, just that tiny bit. And I'm going to fill up the rest of the card along the top, just to add another layer of texture to the card. Oops, gotta turn that around again. Right about there. I like how it ends up looking a lot like an all-over lace pattern. But this stamp is really detailed and it's stamping really cleanly, which I love. So turn that around one more time. And this is just going right on the edge. Okay. Great. So I've got my flower here and I've peeled off the Mom Dazzle and kind of place it on my X-Acto knife. Now on the card, this is probably going to go somewhere around there. So I'm going to place Mom right in the center of the rose. Oops. Flip back over there. Okay. Now I'm going to arrange the rest of my flowers here, kind of going along the corner and along the sides of the card. I'm going to go ahead and glue those down. So this is what my card is looking like so far. So I've glued down all my flowers along the side, and at this point you can either choose to leave them on going off the edge. You just have to double check that if you're sending it in an envelope that you have the correct size envelope. This one is just a tad too small to fit inside this envelope, but if you have, if you kind of pre-plan, you can also make sure they don't go off the edge a certain amount so that it will fit in the envelope. That's just something to keep in mind. I'm going to trim off the edges of my flowers using my handy dandy retractable knife here and a metal edged ruler. Just lining that up and going across. Okay, and across the bottom here. Okay, so there we go. Alright, so the last thing I want to do is add a couple more words, and I'm just going to take best friend and put it right in the center because I think that would make a really cute greeting. So there's best friend right in the center, and it's looking a little blank around the greeting, so I'm going to go ahead and add this swirl. Just ink that up with my black StazOn and place it right about here. Very nice. And let's see, there's some other swirls I could also add on here. That one might look cute there, so I'll add a couple more swirls. Okay, so this is kind of a built swirl because for the first one, I used this swirl right here, and then I used this swirl a couple times. So one right there and one right there, if you can kind of tell, and then one right there. So these swirls are definitely quite versatile and handy to have to add on to any kind of to kind of just add a little flourish here and there. So these swirls are great. They're very versatile to have to add on a little flourish here and there, and you can even build your own swirls like I did. So here is my Mother's Day card. Nice close-up of that. So here's my final product. I hope you like it. It's kind of a different look than my other cards, but I do like the color combination, the cool pinks and the greens here. And I do think it's a nice, elegant look for all those elegant mothers out there. I'm leaving the inside blank just in the interest of time, but with all these beautiful stamps, you really can't go wrong. Just stamp a bunch of roses in there and it's bound to look perfect. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and stay tuned for the bundle offer, and I will see you again next week. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. First, we've got the Lacy paper pack, and this comes with 12 papers, 2 each of 6 designs. And on the packaging, you'll find the product or the project samples here to give you some fun ideas. There's another scrapbook page idea here on the back, as well as a card front and a card inside you could make. And it's nice to have some suggestions of other products that might go with this particular set. And here are all the images of the papers, but we've got them right here, so let's take a closer look. This one is, of course, the favorite because it's got this beautiful swirl and lace design in the corner, and it's also got a surrounding lace border which you can cut in different chunks and pieces to fit your needs. Then the all over stripe. This one's got a bottom border of lace in different colors, a nice gold colored swirl and flourish there. Then the all over aqua and lace combo, which is a lovely color combination. And we've got the pink all over kind of circle doilies on here with little flower images. And a textured red. It's kind of got a large plaid or gingham texture over a large faint, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a faint doily, lace doily on this page. So those are the 6 sheets of the lace paper pack. Also in the bundle we have the flower silhouette stamps. Now there's 26 stamps on here, all different sizes of flowers, and of course we have the lovely detailed border stamp and a flourish stamp right here. So plenty of options for you to use. And then also we have 130 tiny words and phrases dazzles in gold, and just showing you how nicely those look. So they say things like happy birthday, make a wish. Happy birthday's on there several times. Thanks, get well, just a note, hello, thinking of you. Just general greetings that you kind of want to have on hand for any of the card occasions you choose to make. And then we have the 72 family and friends stickers. Now these dazzles have names of family and friends, so they'll have family, father, dad, mother, mom, son, daughter, sister, grandma, grandfather, grandmother, aunt, brother, BFF, niece, nephew, cousin. There's also sayings on here like count your blessings, together we make a family. So pretty much everything, all your family needs are in there. And on the back it just tells you how you can use them and how what all the words are, so it's kind of clearer to see on the back. Same with this one. And those are the items in the bundle. So I hope you guys are excited about this bundle, because I am. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Simply Ann. Thanks, and I'll see you again next week.